So, welcome back again to another episode of the Flock Block. This is going to be a long process, this series, but stay with me. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, make sure you put the notifications on, and also hit that like button down there in this video if you like these series as well. We're going to do both short videos and these long ones, but if you like these long ones, hit that like button now, drop some comments down below. Anyway, you would have seen this. Well, it's a pretty poor effort actually. I'd admit it's a pretty poor effort at building these breeding boxes. I was hoping basically with these, it actually was around the other way, but I will go into the story behind that. It was going to have these on each one. I spent not too much time actually fixing that, but I'm on night shifts this week, so I've been trying to get this done, and obviously not getting enough sleep and being tired. I haven't done as good a job as I usually did. I have measured several times and it just wouldn't fit in the loft. So what I did, I had to cut it down a bit shorter, so I could actually tilt it up, and then eventually when I did get it up, I couldn't twist it around as far as I wanted, so I pulled it out. Basically that's where that's at. I'm deciding not to go with this. I'm going to use this anyway for a whelping box for our dog because she's going to have puppies, but I have got some other materials over here I've brought in from my chicken coop, and we are going to start very shortly on building a 2 separate pens outside for both our new cockbirds, just because I want to get them breeding now. I want to start them off in the next month. Leo's already breeding, he's got a little chicken there, but the other cockbird, we need to get him paired up with a hen and get them breeding so that we can start to breed up some birds to take out to the block. But this was a bit of a fail. But I've got some more materials over the back there that I'm going to build something outside, sit it down beside the loft. I did have some similar ones there before, but I did sell them because I wasn't planning on breeding here again. I was hoping to be moved, but you know, it's a very slow process trying to build and move, so we need to get breeding now just so that we're not low on numbers of birds. But what we might do is head out to the loft and I'll show you the new cockbird anyway, and then a few other bits and pieces out there. So okay, so just giving these guys a little bit of food. Oh, there's our new big cockbird there, look at him. So basically those boxes that I did make were actually going to go up in there, replace them boxes, and they're going to go right up the top, but unfortunately things didn't work out. You know, I made a mistake, probably a bit tired, but it's probably a good thing because I don't know if I really want all this taken up by those boxes anyway. So pretty much these boxes, they've got one baby in there that's hopefully going to come out in the next few week or two, and then them ones are about to hatch. So once these guys are done, I'm going to take this next box out. What I might do is do some modifications to it. I might actually put some proper little swing doors on it because I don't mind this box in here. It is out of the way a bit. It's sort of tucked in up there. Birds can still get to the perches, so we could probably use that. If we do have some other pairs we want to breed, I'll take that out anyway and we'll put it in the shed and give it a good clean up. But what I'm thinking is I'll build 2 good sized breeding boxes, like little pens. One will be for this cockbird here, and then we'll move Leo out there with Storm. And then what we'll do is we'll just get them starting to breed, just because we're actually having quite good luck with the babies bred from this pair. As you've probably seen in the previous video, that the first was actually the youngest baby out of them, clocked 35, position 35 out of like 1,300 birds. So done pretty good. So I'm looking that we should probably breed as many as we can out of this season. I've probably scaled back a bit, and I don't think I need a massive flock, but if I can get, you know, relatively good sized flock of, you know, all these type of birds, especially those ones that actually come home, we're not losing them, and will clock reasonably well, I think that we'll do pretty good. So the main focus is to get these two pumping out some more babies, and then what I need to do is find a good hen for him, because he's settling in quite well, and we'll put him in his own pen. But what I might be doing is getting one of the babies for these guys from last year, and I might pair it up to him, which will be a pretty good pair, because obviously they're all sort of slightly related, so they should produce some very similar birds with similar qualities, hopefully. So that's going to be one plan. I'm hoping that might work, because I like that pair. And hopefully if I can get one of the babies from her, or that pair, and we can pair it to him. Because he's a beautiful looking bird. He's actually from the same breeder, both him and him. So, you know, they're pretty good birds, actually quite good. Their uncle for that sold for 13,000. I think his father might have sold for about 12,000 of this bird, so 12,000 Australian dollars, which is pretty big for an Australian bird. So I'm hoping that they produce something that's reasonably okay. Come on. And then what we'll do basically with all these other blue bars you see around here, they're all the splits. So what we'll do with those splits, I've started to break them in here, so we might get them up and flying, and we'll be able to test them out and see if any of them are actually worth breeding from. We do have that pair down the bottom, which eggs will hatch. One of them probably will be barless, but then after that we'll reshuffle our pairs, probably when it comes to barless. He's eating off the floor for. There's a few seeds there, unfortunately. That's not too bad. I gave that a good old spray with Vercon yesterday. So the main aim with, I'm trying to get my own sort of little family going, then we can bring in some more birds, but that's why these two are my foundation cocks. That's why they are related, and they do come off good bloodlines. So he's got the one at the back. He has Leo Hermans in him. He's 100% Leo Hermans. Actually, I've got the proper pedigree for him. So Leo Hermans on both sides of his family. This one here has the same family of Leo Hermans in it, but he's also comes from some very good Huben lines. You'll probably see in those pedigrees that I did put up in the other video, if you're sort of all over that kind of thing. But unfortunately, don't know too much about this hen. Just that the males in her family have won a few races. So it'd be interesting to see how these young birds go of hers in the race this season when they get pushed out a bit further, but we will follow those process. We've clocked one of them, so that's a good sign, and I think 35 out of 1,300 birds isn't too bad. for a bird's first race, and being quite young as well, so that's good. So basically we'll breed what we can from these two pairs, and then we'll bring in a couple of birds here and there from some of my friends, young birds flyers, and I think also Adam Archer might be sending over a few birds as well that we can use in our team, which is basically pretty straightforward. They're all tiger grizzles and a few other bits and pieces, so you'll have to jump over to his channel and see what he's breeding me. So my plan is I'm just going to dismantle this. It was obviously not going to work as well as what I thought, and I'm going to use all these leftover bits of material I've got here. Also got all this form ply over the back there that we can make something good out of, and we've got a few sheets of roofing iron here and some of that grating as well. There's actually a heap of wood under there too, so I think I'm just going to try and build the two breeding boxes. There'll be one for Leo and one for our new cockbird, and then we'll just get them set up in there, and then they can just breed. They can just keep going, you know, as much as they want until we sort of got enough birds that we can move out into the block. Hopefully in that time we've built that loft. I'm still tinkering with a few ideas and areas, and just saving a bit of money so that I can sort of get in and get it built, just because, you know, I'm trying to save money to build the house out there as well, so that's quite expensive, and also finish this house. So there's quite a bit going on. Pretty much with the other pigeon loft out there, we'll probably still be a month or two away before we even get breaking ground on it, just because, you know, I need to save some money and need to make sure I'm 100% on the loft that I want first. So we're slowly getting there, but the first port of call is breeding up some birds, get the birds breeding in some boxes so that we've got some birds to take out there. Anyway, this is just a short video, just a bit of an update what's going on. But yeah, we've got two good foundation cocks. We just need to get another hen for that cock, get them in some boxes that we need to build, get them breeding, and then we can start looking at the pigeon loft build over on the block or whatever we're going to do. So don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, drop some comments down below. I'm going to see you later.